Hello, my name is Kimberly from Essential Soap, and I would like to present to you Kimberly's Celebrate Lavender soap making kit from Essential Depot. Now let's look at the contents of our Celebrate Lavender soap making kit from Essential Depot. Of course, we have a beautiful silicone mold. What goes in the crock pot is our beef tallow, our coconut oil, our palm oil, our sweet almond oil, and our stearic acid. The items that will go in after the cook is our essential blend of oils and our shea butter, along with our Celebrate Lavender essential oil blend. Does it smell good? We also have our lye. You will need to add water. Okay, now let's look at the items that we will need to produce your beautiful soap from the Celebrate Lavender soap making kit from Essential Depot. We need a 4-quart crock pot with a warm setting and a standard knob. We don't want to purchase non-stick. Get just a standard crock pot. We need 2 spoons, one for during the cook and one for during the finishing. We also need 2 spatulas for the same purpose. We need a nice molding tool, and I always use a teaspoon, which is similar to a teaspoon, but it's got a longer handle and a smaller spoon. I'll explain it more later. We also need vinegar for safety. I like to keep alcohol about for sanitary purposes. Distilled or filtered water. I like chemically resistant gloves, a nice set of goggles. It's always nice to have a face mask for keeping out the fumes, either a digital or standard thermometer, a nice stick blender, a digital scale. Also, I like to keep paper towels about for keeping things clean. I use a warming pad, and that's really nice, but you can use your defroster setting on your microwave for melting your super fats. Also, we need a small whisk, which you will see there inside the super fat bowl. All right, now let's get started. Okay, so now we have our 12.2 ounces of water for a standard cook. You always put the lye in the water, never the water in the lye. Press down and turn. We're going to want to shift the lye in gently and slowly. Remember to hold firmly if you're whisking firmly. Okay, so we can see our lye is on the inside of the container, and it's going to be fumey, so don't get it right under your face. To check the temperature now, we're 160 plus degrees, so we've got to let that cool until it's 110. You want to put it under your stove hood if it's vented. Set it outside somewhere safe that animals, children, or unsuspecting people wouldn't get into it, and just let it cool for 110 degrees. Okay, now we're going to add our lye water to our oils. You can practice with your stick blender, See the little holes? If you let those get out into the open, then you will spurt things, and you don't want to spurt lye water out onto you or your counter surfaces. So always keep the little holes below the level of the oil. Don't tap on the lip, tap on the side. There's always a little bit of lye water that takes its time coming out. I'm using my stick blender on the low speed. You can also stir the top with the motor off for safety. All right, now that we're thoroughly in a creamy texture and we don't have any floating pools of water or oils, we are fully blended. And you can just set that down into your lye container and take it to the sink so nothing will get on your surfaces or your floor. As long as our soap is in gel, we need our protective wear. When your spoon will stand, you're in gel. It's always good to just break it up a little bit. Sometimes it will be even more stiff than this. This lets the heat from the top rise through so that we don't have too much expansion. Remember to always clean your spoon with your spatula. You want to keep it as clean as possible so that you don't end up with dry crispies on your spoon that will fall back into your soap and then not ever color because it will never soften back up. Okay, so now we have come into mashed potatoes. See how it just has a little bit of a glisten, but not yet fully shiny. You will see the mashed potatoes, and then it's going to cook and get much shinier. And as it gets shinier than this, then we'll get to the point that we'll call it the Vaseline stage, and then it will be ready. At the moment, it is 174 degrees. Okay, so I have taken the mold out of the box, and I have taken the flap and pulled it over and then taped it down all the way across so you can see that. And then I've taken the plastic that the mold was in and covered the box to protect it. Now you can cut the box about 1 inch down all the way around just to get the cardboard away from the lip. It keeps it cleaner, but I use the plastic. And so we'll set that aside. You can also buy a metal basket from Essential Depot. They stack so very nice. Here we are nice and shiny. And so we have come out of mashed potato stage and we have went into into Vaseline stage. So we're all ready. And we are 100 let's try that again. 170, 169. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just giving them a little whisk. And add our super fats. I melted those on a warming tray. And we'll give that a stir. We've been cooking this ever since it came out of jail on warm, and that's one of the reasons that it cooks so nice and doesn't get so hot that it takes forever for it to cool off. And as you see, I'm giving that I'm not just stirring like this, because that doesn't get around the edges. We've got to scrape out around the edges and bring it around and get it blended throughout. Alright, now let's check our temperature again. 162. We have to bring it down to 160 before we can add the essential oil blend. Okay, now we're going to add our essential oils, because we have got our soap down within just a short period of time to 147. If I stirred it, it would reveal the heat below, but it was still under 160. Remember to always stir before you take a temperature. And of course, we're using our Celebrate Lavender Essential Oil Blend. And we've got to stir this thoroughly. If you don't, when it's curing, the essential oils will leak out of the soap like it's crying or sweating. So you have to make sure that you get it thoroughly blended. Doesn't that, there's one of the oils, sea buckhorn, that really makes this pretty. And we're not just stirring like this. We're getting down and scraping out around the crevices and getting it brought forward so it'll all get blended. All right. That just all came up so beautifully. I think there was a little bit of white soap on my spatula. It's one of the reasons it's so important to keep your spatula clean in between stirs. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to use my TEA spoon. It's long with a smaller spoon head than a teaspoon. And we're just going to rotate away. Why I like the long spoon is for when you get here to the end. And as you're stirring, it'll get thicker here and skinnier here. So we're just going to balance that out. There we go. All right. Let's see. Oh, it smells absolutely beautiful. All right, that is our beautiful soap. You're going to wait exactly 12 hours roughly to cut the soap. One day, 12 to 24, I suppose we should say. And then you will space it a ½ inch apiece apart from each other, 1/2 inch to 1 inch apart from each other, and let it cure for 5 days, and then it'll be ready to package. Every once in a while, because you're in a very moist climate, it will take 7 days. And remember that this soap is safe right now. I could take a bath with this little piece or wash my hands because the lye has died in the cook. So it's perfectly safe to have it on your skin at this point. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. This is Celebrate Lavender Essential Depot Soap Making Kit.